room. Just bring your beach mats and come closer to the stage. Thank you. Welcome. Please come to the front as close as you can, and we're going to start the program in just 1 minute. Please come as close to the front as you can. Thank you.
Take it off?
Yeah, it got dark.
Okay. That clear?
See how dark it is?
Oh, yeah. Is this angle good?
Thank you for coming up close.
That's gone. Oh, the mic's
As you arrive, please come toward the front, toward the stage. That'd be great. There are a lot of folks coming from the halls right now. Please come toward the front. That'd be great, and we'll start in just 1 minute. Thank you. Welcome, Hofstra class of 2025. Let's hear it for you. Hofstra. Hofstra. Class of? Let's try that again. Hofstra. Class of. It's awesome to have you all here. Normally we would be inside, but we want to make sure that everyone could join us today, so we've moved outside. I'm Houston Doherty. I'm the Vice President for Student Affairs here at Hofstra, and it's my pleasure to be among the very first to welcome you to Hofstra, our class of 2025, and our new transfer students. We've been expecting you, and we've been waiting for this day for a long time. All of you have a first day at Hofstra, and this is today. I would ask that if you are able to stand, that you join us in standing for our national anthem and our alma mater. That will be led. We will be led in singing those by Kyla Surajbali, class of 23, who's a music education major from New Hyde Park. The lyrics to your new alma mater are on the back of your program. so you're welcome to read them or follow along. So, Kyla.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the starlight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Where minds are filled with wonder and hearts are full of pride, there stands the alma mater, so radiant to shine, nurturing thy scholars like parents raise their young. Dear Hofstra, we are grateful, and thus we thank thee for inspiring us and guiding us through all the great unknown. Oh, hail the blue and gold. Unrivaled motivation, invaluable and true, selfless with thy knowledge and vision to pursue. Through all the lands we journey, thou shalt remain our home. Dear Hofstra, we are grateful, and thus we thank thee for inspiring us and guiding us through all the great unknown. Oh, hail the blue and gold.
Kyla. Thank you, Kyla. You may be seated. Now I'd like to introduce to you the first of your official welcomes from the Vice President and President of your Student Government Association. Join me in welcoming Bernice Aquino, Class of 22, and Kaya Connolly-Sisk, Class of 22. Bernice and Kaya.
Hello, class of 2025. How are we doing? I said, how are we doing? It's wonderful to see you all here today. My name is Bernice Aquino, and I am your current Student Government Association Vice President. I'm in the class of 2022, majoring in marketing. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, so like many of you, I've come a long way to find my home here at Hofstra. The president's welcome was a blur for me. I remember feeling so small in the huge arena, not knowing a single familiar face besides my roommate who I met on move-in day. To be honest, I was terrified. All of the newness, all of the change, after having the comfort of my hometown for years, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if I would be able to feel at home here. Writing this speech has made me reflect deeply about the past 3 years. If someone would have told me that I'd be standing here in front of you today to welcome you to the Pride, I would have said, "You're joking, right?" But that's the beauty of Hofstra, the beauty of being part of the Pride. Throughout your time here, you'll watch yourself become a person you'd have never imagined you could be. You'll morph into the absolute best version of yourself. You'll reach heights that you never thought you could. You'll realize that the possibilities are endless, that opportunities are abundant here at Hofstra. You'll be challenged, but you'll persevere. You'll experience huge life changes, but you'll flourish. You'll want to run back home to the familiarity of your parents and family, but you'll stay, because eventually Hofstra will feel like home. You're about to start an amazing journey, and I wish you nothing but success and happiness. I encourage you to take it all in and to be proud of yourselves. In a few moments, you'll hear from Kaya Connolly-Sisk, the president of SGA. She's my friend, my partner in student leadership, and a person who I'll always lean on. You'll find your Kaya too, and be forever grateful that Hofstra has aligned your paths. We are so excited to serve in these positions and to represent you all as best as we can. Thank you so much.
Hey there, class of 2025. I'm so glad to see so many familiar faces out there today, and I'm even more excited to see a few faces that I'll get to meet during our next year at Hofstra. My name is Kaya, like Hiya, but with a K in the front. I'm a senior double majoring in political science and classical civilizations, and I am your Student Government Association president. This summer, I also had the honor of being an orientation leader for many of you, and over the course of the last few months, I've gotten very used to an introduction that's followed by a fun fact, so I thought that there was no better way to talk to all of you than a fun fact about myself. I'm terrified of public speaking. I remember my president's welcome very well. I was sitting at the back area of the arena court next to two friends I had met during orientation, and I was so excited to be a member of the Pride. I remember looking at the then president and vice president of student government, and I admired how they talked about college and how they cared about all the people in the audience, and I thought to myself, oh my God, I could never get up in front of a bunch of people and talk like that. Enter an 18-year-old me, terrified of her own shadow, but motivated to become the person that other students could turn to. I ran for student government because I wanted to be a support system for others, and I wanted to see just how much change students could actually make. By the end of my first year in SGA, one of my mentors encouraged me to run for a higher position, and I threatened to quit just because of how afraid I was to make a campaign speech. Making a long story short, I didn't quit, and I did make that speech, and I did throw up after making it. And I kept making speeches I was terrified of, and a little more than occasionally, I still had an upset stomach afterwards. I also got better at making speeches. I started to have fun with them. I started to make fun of myself and grow into myself. Usually, when administrators invite students to speak at convocation, it's so we can impart some kind of wisdom. I can't promise you that I'm all that much wiser than you. Having spent the summer together, I know some of you are much wiser than me. All that being said, I do have one piece of advice I hope you'll listen to. Do the things that you're afraid to do. It could be running for student government, applying for an internship, joining a club, raising your hand in class, or trying to make a friend. It could be going on adventures or saying no when you just haven't learned how to do that yet. There are going to be times while you're here and you're terrified, and if you listen to anything I have to say, I hope it's this. Lean into that fear. You are going to grow so much because of it. Class of 2025, this is the start of something exceptional. You have dreams to chase, fears to conquer, and a world to change, and I can't wait to see it happen. Welcome to the Hofstra Pride, everyone, and thank you.
Thank you, Kaya and Bernice. That was your student welcome. Now it's time for your faculty welcome. Each year at Hofstra, students nominate and the university selects Teachers of the Year. and we ask one of those teachers of the year to address the first year class. The class of 2025 faculty welcome speaker is biology professor Maureen Krause. Join me in welcoming her.
Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm so honored today to represent the faculty of Hofstra University and welcome you as the newest members of the Hofstra community. We are delighted to see you this fall in person. Yay! Face to face, and yeah, mask to mask. But we cannot wait to meet each and every one of you. When the administration asked me to speak today, they suggested that I reflect on some of my experiences here at Hofstra. And sure, I can provide you with a long list of the success stories of my former students, but I know that's not really what you want to hear. Instead, relying on my 20-plus years of teaching experience, as well as those of my students and my daughter, let me offer you instead a few suggestions as you start your journey. First, be willing to ask for help. Everyone needs help sooner or later. In your classes, we encourage you to attend our office hours with your questions or concerns. Your syllabus or class Blackboard site should list those hours, and don't wait until you're in trouble before you come to see us. My daughter, now a wise old college sophomore, suggested that you go into office hours with at least one specific question in mind. And that's your icebreaker, so that you're more at ease once you go in. And it doesn't matter if it's an online office hour or in-person office hours, please use them. Don't be afraid of us, the faculty. We're here because of you and for you. Don't be afraid to raise your hand in class and ask questions there too. Because remember, this is not high school. You are here to lay a path to a great career, and so is everyone around you. So raise your voice and ask that question. You're also going to hear at orientation about a lot of other support services available for you here, and I recommend, again, that you use them. We have peer tutors for some of the more challenging introductory courses. We have a welcoming writing center, a language learning center, and so much more. Use those resources. And in terms of your personal life on campus, you know yourself and your own limits best. You know when you might need to ask your friends for help, or even tell them that you cannot go out tonight because maybe you do need to study and finish an assignment. So listen to that inner voice that tells you that you need a little help or support. Second, become part of our wonderful Hofstra community. Get to know us, the faculty, as well as the staff and your fellow students. And again, the faculty and advising office hours are your opportunity to allow us to get to know you as more than just a student, to discuss how to make your dreams and aspirations a reality, help you figure out a career path, maybe discuss your course choices, and the best options available for you after you graduate, and just help guide you in your decisions. Don't be a face on the roster or in the back of the room. If you get to know a couple of faculty members well, then you'll be in a great position to ask for letters of recommendation when it's time to apply for jobs and internships and graduate and professional school. In terms of the communities here, in terms of the student community here at Hofstra, look at all of the very interesting, diverse, and incredible fellow students who are sitting around you. We hope that you're all here 4 years from now and that many of you have made very lasting friendships. So make sure before you leave today that you say hi to the folks sitting around you and do the same thing in your classes next week. Be a joiner. How many of you are living on campus? Raise your hand. Okay. How many of you are commuters? All the commuters are in front. Okay, if you're on campus, make sure you get involved in those student activities offered by your dorms and residence life. And commuters do not go home every time you get a couple of an hour break between classes. So join or form a study group, invite a new friend out for a coffee, or just stay here and work for a little while in a study space and do your homework. But become part of our community. Everyone should consider joining a club or two and get to know your fellow students. And it's not high school, so joining each and every possible club just to make your Common App look good is no longer the goal. The goal is your personal enrichment and satisfaction. So be adventurous in finding activities that make you happy or might make you happy. And usually you'll find the people that will make you happy too. And finally, just be open to new opportunities and to the possibilities. Be an explorer. You and your life are going to change in numerous ways over the next few years, and be open to that change. It's been a tough year, but you're here now at this amazing institution, ready to start college. And beginning now, you have more freedom to make your own choices about your life and how you spend your time. And you might be undecided about a major. That's okay. Take that as an opportunity to explore different fields and take diverse classes. You might be thinking, I know my career path already. But it's okay to change your major and your mind if you discover something that gives you even greater joy. And you know what? One more time, this is not high school. This is an incredible opportunity for you because you have a blank canvas in front of you. Remember why you're here, to get an education, to learn, to grow, and hopefully carve a path to a career that you'll love and that will enrich you. It's a new beginning for you, and it's time to start painting on that blank canvas. And so on behalf of the faculty of Hofstra University, welcome.
Thank you, Professor Krause. Now it's my pleasure to introduce to you the 9th president of Hofstra University, Dr. Susan Poser.
Well, hello, Hofstra. Hello, welcome, and congratulations to the class of 2025. I'm going to try to do this in New York fashion and talk really fast before whatever's going to happen up there starts to happen. I am so delighted to see you here today and to see some of your family and friends back there behind you, the smart ones who are under the tents. As you probably all know, I am also new to Hofstra. This is my first year at Hofstra. It's my 4th week, so I'm a little ahead of you. But we are going to go through our first year at Hofstra together and our 2nd, 3rd, and 4th year, at which point you'll have to leave, but hopefully I'll get to stay. Now, so please don't tell anybody this, but I know that your class is always going to have a very special place in my heart because it's my first Hofstra class. And I hope I get the opportunity to meet every single one of you. I also want to take a moment and welcome the parents and families who are still with us today. I know many of them had to go home, and they were just so hot and exhausted. I can understand it. But it's those people who've made it possible for all of you to be here today. So on behalf of all of the parents and for the ones who are here right now, why don't we give the parents and guardians and friends and families a big round of applause for getting us all here. I'm going to skip a page. Now, to the class of 2025, we are all so glad to see you. We well know that you have been through a lot over the past year and a half. So let me begin by acknowledging that your success thus far, what got you here, was achieved at least in part during the tumultuous past 18 months, during a global pandemic and the most significant movement for racial and social justice that this country has seen in decades. And I would venture to guess that every single one of you was affected by one or both of these events, and their repercussions may very well be continuing in your lives. But you are here now in large part because of the resilience that you have shown, and you are ready to start your college education, and that in itself is a major accomplishment for which I congratulate you. that resilience will come in very handy in college and for the rest of your lives. Now, there are over 1,700 new students at Hofstra this year from 40 states and Puerto Rico and 36 countries. So a little bit about who you are. Your class is 46% students of color, 60% female, and almost 30% first-generation college-going. About 40% of the class is from outside of New York State, and this year, unfortunately, because of COVID, only about 3% of you are international students, but we are so glad that you are here. This class is accomplished and in many different ways. We have the high achievers, the valedictorians, and students who racked up a lot of AP credits. We have someone who builds cars, another who founded a nonprofit organization, and someone who was on the 2021 Grammy Awards ballot. Yeah, it's impressive. And 98 of you are athletes. Now, many of you, and Dr. Krause took about half of my speech. Many of you know now what you want to study and have indicated your school and department of choice. So let's just go through that quickly. How many of you think you're going to end up in the liberal arts and sciences, which is arts, humanities, politics, science? Let's hear from you. Okay. Health professions, can you do any better than that? Okay. Engineering, where are the engineers? Okay. Media and communications? Woohoo! Okay. Business, where are business students? Okay. And nursing or PA studies? We've got brand new undergraduate nurses here. Congratulations. So now, as Dr. Krause said, many of you have not made up your minds as to what you want to do for a career and what your major is going to be, while some of you have made up your minds for sure. Well, both of these things, as she indicated, are perfectly okay. The reason to come to college is to learn about and explore the range of opportunities that are in front of you. And I can also guarantee that many of you who right at this moment know exactly what you want to study in college and do for a career will change your minds. And perhaps this will happen after you take a general education class that opens your eyes to something totally new you never knew about before, or perhaps a summer internship, or a conversation with a faculty member or a fellow student. Whatever your major ends up being, college requires a high degree of initiative and discipline. Unlike in high school, you will only have a few classes each day, and you will have a lot of so-called free time. Some of that you may have to use to work at a job, so that will require a lot of discipline. Others of you are college athletes, and you too will need to be very disciplined. You know about that already. While others will get involved in some activity on campus or be required to attend to family responsibility during these years. Regardless, you will all need to work hard and have discipline because there is a lot of work, and you will be challenged intellectually, which will be thrilling, but also hard at times. And it might be especially hard if you read in an assignment or hear something said in class by a professor or a fellow student with which you strongly disagree. Now, I'm not talking about something hateful or discriminatory. I'm talking about a philosophical or a political idea or position which you oppose very strongly. So let me tell you right now, when that happens, and it will be a very good thing. We want to throw you off your game a little, challenge some of your assumptions about the world, about other people, and ultimately about yourselves. It's only through those kinds of challenges that you can fully understand your own opinions and be able to justify them to yourself and to others. And the best way to address this kind of thing is to engage, to argue, to discuss, but always with civility. That is how we learn, and that is at the heart of a liberal education. When we try to understand the other side, even if it seems impossible at first. After all, the word liberal comes from the word that means free, and we want to set your minds free. Now, you also may at one point or another hit difficult times while at college. Again, Dr. Krause stole this from me. I don't know how she knew I was going to say this, but she did. Might be a test that didn't go well, a class that seems exceptionally difficult, a sense of being overwhelmed with all you have to do, or a family matter that throws you off balance. And if and when that happens, we have lots of resources at Hofstra to help you stay on track, starting with your academic advisor and including many other people and services, including tutoring and mental health counseling, and your RA if you live on campus. The Office of Student Affairs, if you haven't already figured this out today, is filled with wonderful people who are dedicated to your success, but they are not mind readers, so you must ask for help when you need it. And if you're having a problem in class, the first thing to do is, yes, go to see your professor. Visit them during office hours or stop them after class and let them know that you want to talk. That is what they're here for. They like you to visit them in their office because they are here to help you learn. We pride ourselves here at Hofstra on that student-faculty connection. And unlike in high school, it's okay to go to the office. So I'm going to wrap this up by reminding you that the faculty, staff, and administration has worked very, very hard over the past summer to do everything possible so that we can all be together on campus this year, so that we can all be sitting here right now together, which is, I have to say, thrilling. You have done your part well by getting vaccinated. In an abundance of caution, we are also going to be doing ongoing surveillance testing, so your name might get called, even of vaccinated students, so that we can understand what is going on campus and prevent any kind of major outbreak. So I ask you, please be smart, be responsible, wear your masks indoors, over your nose and your mouth, and don't attend large gatherings where people are not following the protocols. None of us wants to go back to the world of Zoom anytime soon. So let's do everything possible so that we can be here on this beautiful campus, building and enjoying the community that is the hallmark of a Hofstra education. So again, congratulations and welcome to Hofstra. Thank you.
Thank you, President Poser. Again, class of 25 and new transfer students, congratulations. We are thrilled that you're here. Your welcome week has begun, and we really encourage you to embrace it fully. For instance, as President Poser was talking about us being out here, on Tuesday, the club fair will be out here, where 200 clubs and organizations will be on this quad wanting to meet you, wanting to talk to you about how to get involved in our community. There will be Explore Next Door trips tomorrow and Sunday. I'm taking a group to the Mets on Sunday. Let's go Mets. And we just encourage you to jump in with both feet. There will be a really terrific kickoff barbecue in Pride Park. And if the weather is inclement, it will move into the Student Center. And that will begin in 30 minutes at 5 o'clock. But now the time has come to say goodbye to families. I so remember 11 years ago when I said goodbye to my only daughter on a day just like this. And I went up to her after an event like this when we were instructed that it was time for families to go home. And I gave her a big hug and I said, so honey, maybe we'll see you later tonight. And she hugged me and whispered in my ear, Dad, how can I miss you if you won't go away? So I learned that. She also became an incredibly independent young woman, and it went about 3 or 4 weeks that we didn't hear from her. So I'll give families advice that my wife and I took. We sent her a Hallmark card and told her that we knew she was having a great time and obviously had made lots of friends, and here was $100 to take them all for pizza. And we mailed it, and we didn't include the check. And then we got a call. Oh yeah, we got a call. We are excited for you to find a home at Hofstra. This is a terrific place. You've made an amazing choice, and we welcome you to the Hofstra family. Thanks again for being with us for the President's Welcome. Enjoy saying goodbye to your families if they're here with you, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the Class of 25 and New Transfer Student Barbecue in half an hour at Pride Park. Thanks so much. Welcome.